Merry Christmas Eve and happy first day of Hanukkah, everyone. Although by the time I get this posted and everything, it's probably going to be Valentine's Day. So tonight I'm singing Midnight Mass with St. Francis Choir, and we are going to throw down beforehand, or afterwards, or during, or whatever. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to have like this huge party, and we're supposed to bring stuff. And I'm gonna bring something really tasty, super special. It's Southern Pralines. So what is a praline?
Pralines are crack, say praling and I'll give you a smack. Pralines are crack, so could you give your mama a smack? Pralines are crack.
Except I didn't want to make just any old praline. I wanted to recreate Market Street Sweets pralines. Free sample! This was a very challenging project for many reasons. Several different things could have gone wrong, and they did, which I'm gonna show you. So if you ever wanna try this recipe, you can not do what I did, basically. There are a lot of important variables that go into making pralines. First, the weather. These candies prefer hot and humid weather. I live in New York City. It is cold, it is dry. Number two, the equipment. Market Street Sweets uses a really large marble slab that they grease up with butter, and then they scoop out the pralines, and it helps it set up just so well. I have my wooden kitchen table. Number three, the recipe. Market Street Sweets is so anal about keeping their recipe a secret. So I contacted a few friends of mine. We all used to work there for a couple summers. The ingredients we knew, but the ratio was sort of the problem. I think we figured it out. I may or may not leave this recipe down below. I'm kind of afraid that if I tell all the secrets, they're gonna come after me, lock me up, death by sugar. Okay, enough talking. Let me show you how it's done. Hang on to your butts, it's gonna be amazing.
For this recipe, you'll need butter, sugar, half and half, and pecans. And a super secret ingredient that I'm not going to tell you right here at the bottom of the screen. Before you get started, make sure you grease your desired surface with butter. If you have a marble slab, great. If not, just use parchment and aluminum foil. Set a candy thermometer on your pot. Add in your sugar, crack, butter, and the half and half. Turn the heat on to medium and mix everything up. You're basically going to be stirring everything constantly this entire time, so you can't leave. Make sure you pee first, otherwise you'll be holding it forever and ever and ever. It's starting to boil, and we're going to continue stirring this the entire time, always scraping around the sides of the pot, all over the bottom so nothing sticks. Once it starts to boil, you can put in your candy thermometer. Make sure it's not directly touching the bottom of the pot so that you can get an accurate reading. The candy will rise in the pot momentarily, but it'll settle back down. This is what it looks like at 230 degrees. You can see the mixture has boiled down quite a bit. At this point, I wasn't really sure what to do. I read online that 240 degrees is the magic number, but this color is just so bleh. Maybe I stirred too many air bubbles in it, and that's why it's so pale in color. Mistake numero uno, I should have had the nuts in here before this. See how the mixture is getting a little stringy around the edges as I stir? I had read that this was a really good sign that the candy was done, but on my first attempt here, I was really concerned that the color wasn't golden brown. But basically, it's pretty much done, and I should have pulled it out of the pot, but I didn't, like an idiot. Yep. Careful of burning yourself. Don't burn yourself on the candy thermometer or the candy. Now check this mess. What happened? And this is me freaking out. So this is what happens when you overcook it and you stir it up, it just turns into sand. So if you end up doing this, don't despair. You can always use it as a crumb topping for, I don't know, a dessert or in your oatmeal, and it would be incredible. But as far as pralines go, this is a complete failure. What I tried to do is put it back in the pot and add a little bit of cream to sort of reliquidize everything. And I don't know. In the end, it just sort of turned into caramel, which is not bad. In fact, I kept this. I cut it up into small pieces and wrapped it in parchment paper to hand out as caramel candy, and it was fantastic. But as far as pralines go, it was a complete failure. So I did this all over again. And at 235 degrees, I stirred in my pecans. When the candy reached about 238 degrees, I started doing little test blobs to see how well it would hold up, and at about 247, it started to look right, smell right, it was pulling from the sides. It wasn't as golden brown as I thought it should be, but again, that could just be the air that I incorporated into the candy. I think what I should have done is pulled it then, but instead I doubted the candy gods a second time, and I thought, cook it more. So I ended up pulling it at about 255 degrees. I think next time I would pull it a little sooner, and definitely not let it go above 250 degrees. They still ended up being really nice. They set up fairly quickly, they had a really nice glossy sheen to the outside of them. They still had that melt in your mouth butter deliciousness. I'm really happy with the results, especially for my first time trying to make these, and they were damn good.
So yeah, that all happened yesterday, and pralines in general are better the same day, but honey, I did not have time to do that today. But they will keep in an airtight container, and if you microwave them for like 5 seconds, they'll renew their delicious, fresh, sugary goodness, and you'll be fine. After successfully making one small batch, I never ever want to do this ever again, because if you mess it up and you have to do it all over again, it's, I don't know, it's just really stressful. But totally worth it for you. I tasted them fresh. They were great. I'm gonna taste them now and just make sure that they're good. Oh my god, they're so good. I mean, they're terrible. I should not take this down to the choir. So I'm gonna go get ready for the party. Thank you for joining me on this super special holiday edition of Cooking for Now. You guys have a safe, wonderful holiday. Happy New Year. Yeah. Do you know what's amazing? My new Christmas sweater.